Hello, I just got back from a surf. There was no waves, so I was just bobbing in the ocean, but it's my day off, so everything is good. And I'm gonna break down my song, Limi Limi Limits, which is my psychedelic reggae pop song I released a couple of months ago. This is the chorus if you don't know this song. See the numbers in my fingers and doors, not the society. Not the chorus, this is the chorus.
It tells you there's a limit over everything. Limit, 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 yeah. It tells you there's a limit over everything. Limit, 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 yeah.
So yeah, to my whole 10 friends that said you'd love to watch me do this, thank you. Here it is. So let me break it down. So I'll start with the drums. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. This kind of feels like letting you into my messy bedroom. So drums, we have live drums, which I played in just here in the room. So just pretty simple miking. What I did was I sent all the individual instruments out to a bus, which I put the Wolf compressor on. If you don't know what this is, totally look it up. So Wolfpack got together and put this amazing plugin together, which I love. I'm just using it for a little bit of compression here, a little bit of glue to stick it together. But I love the kind of lo-fi vintage sound crunch it gives to the drums. So that's these drums, and then I doubled them using analog circuits, which is like a digital drum that just comes in Logic, just to give it a bit of sizzle. So and then I doubled in 2 samples I got off Splice to give that like sound. And then these guys here, so kind of at the end of a section, kind of to keep the psychedelic reggae thing going, I would snip out my section of the live drums and put it in a crazy kind of reverb and delay, and so you get this kind of effect. Which is kind of fun, echo around your head. My goal with this song was like, have it be really fun and really not sloppy, but like kind of falling over itself in a good way. And so that's kind of what I did with the drums. It's kind of 4 on the floor, straight reggae, except for the bridge where it goes half time, but I'll break down the bridge in a second. Let's go to percussion next. So even though I have it labeled, oh no, I fixed it. Originally, see here it says conga. It's not a conga, it's a bongo. So I have a little bongo track going on here, which is just like in a bit of reverb bouncing around, which is kind of fun. I have a tambourine, just a stock standard. I have a digital clap and a shaker. So you put that with the drums. So that's kind of the main groove through the song. What else do we have here? Oh, I'll go to bass next. So for bass, I love when the bass has an electric playing over the top, the same line, but like an octave higher. I find it gives it a really cool, snappy, kind of crunchy sound. And I always do this live when I'm playing with my mate Dean on bass, who's a legend. I often try and double his lines higher because I just love the sound. So this is the electric playing the bass line. I'm running it through CLA guitars, which is through it's a Waves plugin. Pretty standard. I'm not doing too much there. Keep it really dry. And then this is the bass line, which I was running my Fender Precision bass through a noise gate, CLA bass. Kind of compressed it a little bit here, and then obviously a channel EQ to kind of pull a lot of the scratchy parts out. But then what I've done is I've sent it into a bus with a decapitator on it, which the wonderful Timothy showed me how to do this. And so you just crunch the drive all the way around and then send it through at 0 dB and then just blend it in till it kind of makes your bass sound really crunchy and alive. So this is the bass with that electric on top. And then in the choruses, I found a cool bass synth on my Juno, which I just laid in softly just to give a big pump into the choruses. So That's the groove. Guitars next. So guitars. We have a lot of guitars here. I don't like using this word except for in this context. Context. The skank guitars are just the jank, jank, jank. So I have two of them. I have them super dry. I have like no bass frequencies in them basically whatsoever. The tiniest bit of delay, the tiniest bit of reverb. I have them stereo cranked a little bit, which gives them a little bit of chorus. And then I put one in the left ear, one in the right ear, and you get this kind of... It's really subtle, but it's kind of what makes it very clear-cut reggae. We have some other guitars as well. So in the opening section, we have this riff. So on this one, the guitar was a little bit out of tune, so I actually pitch correct an electric guitar. I don't know if that's legal. Let me know. Pedal board. So I use this thing called wham, or it's like an octave pedal basically. And so I'll show you without it. So it's just the riff. But then this puts a higher octave on it, which kind of gives it this sound which is through the whole song, which I kind of like. So yeah, that's kind of the lead guitar riff sound. What do we got here? Keys and synths. So I have a soft piano by Labs, which I really love. I basically use it on everything because it's so subtle, but it adds a real warmth to a song. So in this one, just doing some slides. A little bit of a bubble. I got an organ here doing some super sloppy stuff. Just some, which is kind of fun. Every time I go to look at you, I end up looking at the screen with me on it, and I'm probably looking like I'm not looking at you. Sorry. We have an electric piano here, doubling the riff. Oh no, it's a marimba synth, sorry, my bad. Let me rename this. Not a piano. Awesome. Really great stuff. The other things I have here are two string sections. So what I really love about the chorus is it's kind of, you know, all really short notes, all these short hits, and then this string part comes in during the line. When you get too high, then someone... So when it hits that part, these big strings come in, which seem like, whoa, what's going on? All the other notes are really short and here's long ones. So kind of creates a bit of a push and pull, which I like. So they come in. I show you those strings with everything else. Which is kind of really playful, which is something I tried to keep through this whole song. I also have this lo-fi thing at the start and between the verses. So basically what I did was I grabbed, you know, the drums, the percussion, and the riff, and I ran it through a Filter Freak by Sound Toys on the high and buy filter, and it kind of gives it this lo-fi radio thing, which I kind of liked, and I took all the high frequencies out as well with this EQ, so it sounds like this. Oh, I got to repeat on. So it's kind of moving. And then the drums come in. So it's kind of fun just finding new sounds for each section. All right, we have the main vocal here, which the plugins are out of control. I would do this very differently now. But got an EQ, take the bottom stuff out, a bunch of DSs to kind of get all the sounds out of the main vocal. I have a little bit of pitch correction to just like smooth the sides. I have a radiator, which is by Sound Toys, just giving the vocal a little bit of distortion, a little bit of crunchiness. I also use the RVox by Waves, which is just used as like a noise gate and a little bit of compression to kind of put the voice more in a box. And then I love CLA vocals a lot. I'm not doing much here. I'm using wide just to spread it out a little bit. Not heaps really. And then I use this Ozone Dynamics thing just to like contain some of the really harsh high frequencies that were happening. So that's my vocal chain, and I also run it through a space design and a delay depending on different parts of the song. So sometimes the voice will echo off into the distance. But yes, that's kind of the vocal here.
Above you is a ceiling, yes there is a ceiling, no there's no doubt.
And then in the choruses I have a ghost vocal, which just kind of doubles it to fatten it up.
It tells you there's a limit over everything. Limit, 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 yeah.
And then I have a crowd vocal, which is just me yelling in a bunch of different tones. Limit, 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 limit. And it kind of sounds like a crowd when you put it all together, which is fun. So if I put all the vocals together and some harmonies as well in the chorus, this is what the chorus sounds like, just the vocals.
Tells you there's a limit over everything. Limit, 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 yeah. It tells you there's a limit over everything. Limit, 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 yeah.
And then here I doubled the strings with some like ooze, which kind of works.
I then someone to let you know and tell you there's a limit over everything. Limit, 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 yeah. But you ain't gotta listen to it.
So that's the vocals really. What else do I have to show you? I'll show you the bridge, because that's where it goes a bit weird. It kind of goes to a halftime feel on the drums. And so I just got a bunch of weird synths and guitars and crazy reverbs and delays just going all over the place. Oh, sorry, computer. Oh, the poor computer. It's a warm day, so the computer's like, hey, dude, I thought we were finished with this song. The other thing I added on the bridge was this clap in a giant reverb, so it kind of goes and like echoes out all over the place, which is really fun. There it is. And then you have this big slidey bass. So I love these random trippy guitar sounds, which kind of happen all throughout the song. Got a slide and tons of delay on a guitar and just went. I mean, I don't know why I'm singing it to you. I'll just hit play. It's kind of really weird and subtle, but I kind of love it. On the guitar solo in the bridge, I was just like, I had the whole section on loop and I was just jamming and jamming. Basically, I played this line. Where is it here? And I was like, oh, that's such a cool line. And then I didn't actually bother relearning it because I thought it was so cool. I just left it as it is. And then I was like, wouldn't it be cool if a piano doubled it? And so this is the piano that doubles it. And then, yeah, but it's all kind of, like I said earlier, it's all a little bit sloppy, which is a good thing because it really suits just like the falling over itself vibe of this song. Yeah, so that's kind of really the bridge. What have I talked about? I've showed you like the basic groove. Let's see if the computer won't poop itself if I like play the last chorus and like bring each thing in at a time so you can kind of hear how the track comes together. So here's the drums. Percussion. Some bass. The guitars. That's really the song. It's fun. It's I had a wonderful time putting this together. Obviously, looking back at this, so many things I would change, but I guess that's really the cool thing about starting to produce things yourself is that every track you release, you get better because you're like look back at it and you're like, man, I wouldn't do that now, or I would take this shortcut, or I would get this sound another way. But yeah, this is a fun one, and it's always so much fun to play live. I think that's it. Any questions, let me know. Any tips, open to them, please. Let me know in the comments. But I'm going to probably do a few more of these videos for myself and other people I've produced for, because yeah, it's kind of fun getting to nerd out and explain what's going on. But yeah, thank you for making it this far. I really appreciate it. Hopefully see you in the real world somewhere at a gig or in the surf. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of your life.
Over everything, living, 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 yeah.